I'm going to click the record button. All right. So, hello, welcome. Dr. Karen Can here. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. And today is the last week of April 2021. And lately, the world has been so interesting with lots of stuff going on. And what's interesting these days? Well, if you look at the news, which I don't, but I get it through other channels. I think that there's a lot of concern and worry about what's going on in India, that supposedly a lot of people are dying of COVID and things like that. And then other people are like, is that real? Or is that fear porn? And I totally understand their skepticism, because we have seen time and time again since the pandemic began, I almost said pandemic began, that there were a lot of things that were parroted on mainstream media that everybody was saying the exact same lines over and over again. And you're like, wait a second. CNN, ABC, NBC, they all said the same thing, almost like they were reading a script, And so people are really kind of fed up with what they feel is like they're being fed a line of bull, you know what? And but they don't know what's true anymore. Right? So unless you're there, unless you're on the ground there, it's really hard to know. Like, for example, some folks in Brazil took a video of themselves, and I think it was on TikTok or something like that. And they were in the ICU and they were opening up the curtains. And I thought, well, gee, that's not very private, right? Like opening up the curtains for all the patients that are there. But as they opened up curtain after curtain, the beds were empty. And there was all the staff sitting around with masks on and their whole, scrub outfit and everything. And they're like, we're just showing you what's really going on in Brazil. And then you're like, oh, okay, I just thought everybody was dying left, right, and center in Brazil, right? So it's really hard to what's going on? And is it a distraction? It's a distraction. Is it a distraction from something that somebody doesn't want us to look at? So, oh wait, yes, okay. I want to make sure that that my audio is working. Well, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, so it's like, what could they be distracting us from? Ourselves? Yeah, maybe, for sure. But what else is going on? It's like, okay, is that negative news trying to distract us from something over here that somebody doesn't want us to look at? Because some people are like, yeah, I'm going to look everywhere else because I don't see what they're trying to distract me from. We're getting to that degree of skepticism, right? Same thing, like if there was like a mass shooting, the conspiracy theorists are like, oh, how convenient, gun laws, like how many mass shootings can we fit in 1 month? Like that. I mean, that's the kind of skepticism, that's coming up for people. The whole black, white, pop thing that's happening in America, that rears its ugly head from time to time and gets in the news. So again, the skeptics are like, okay, you're trying to get me distracted over here. What is going on over here? Are you trying to distract me from watching the Maricopa County election fraud audit? Maybe. I don't know. I do think it's quite curious, though, that they have, the television cameras there, and you could literally just sit there for hours if you wanted to and just watch everybody do the audit. And I was like, that's the kind of transparency I kind of like, I gotta say, I kind of like that. But no, I'm not watching. I have better things to do. So people are like, no, I don't know what to trust, Well, what I can tell you is that there's 2 people in India that are in the ICU. Okay, now, do I know them personally? I only know one personally, who is a follower student of mine. The other is a family member of someone that I know. And they're in ICU having difficulty breathing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go on, it's sort of like I'm on call, but usually I'm on call for global things. But in this case, I decided I was going to be on call for the folks in India. So I went and did some healings, on these individuals. And what's really curious about both cases is that they did not have, or they were disconnected from the plasmamorphic field, which is a blueprint for oxygenation. And this cosmomorphic field that actually I found out about 2 years ago. So I actually put it in my Topican Healing Guide #2 in my Topican Healing Method. Why? Because 2 years ago, patient and client after client was requiring the plasmamorphic field of oxygen. And I thought, that's kind of strange. And when I looked into it a little further, because what happens if I get a lot of repeat, like a lot of like patterns that repeat, then I ask bigger questions. So the bigger question was like, why are all these people needing oxygen? I don't really get it. Okay, so I asked source, what's going on? So what I got was it was their alternate selves or their alternate lives that were having issues in another timeline. And I'm not going to go into how that all works, but you can read my chapter on alternate self syndrome in the Evolutionary Healer book, the #1 bestseller book, about how that all works. Our timelines converging, and we can feel our other timelines issues at times. Anyway, so then I asked, well, are all these people that are having alternate selves with issues with oxygen and breathing, are they all in the same timeline together? And the answer was yes, they were. They were in a parallel human timeline together. They were all in that timeline together. So then I asked an even bigger question. I'm like, why are they having oxygen problems on Earth in that timeline, in that reality? And the answer was because the humans had created some sort of technology that depleted the ability of the body to oxygenate, which made absolutely no sense to me 2 years ago. It really didn't. I was like, okay. So I was like, can we neutralize it? Can we download the whole plasmamorphic field to everyone? And I think there were probably some exceptions, but I did whatever work that I could do for that parallel timeline. And suddenly all these requests for oxygen plasmamorphic fields to be downloaded stopped for a while, a very long while, actually. And it started popping up again not too long ago, but not as often. But for these two people in India, they absolutely were not fully connected to that plasmamorphic field, which has evolved, by the way, a number of times in the last 2 years, to the ability to fully oxygenate. So I did some healings on them, downloaded that plasmamorphic field of oxygenation, and I was curious and asked about the C virus, and could not find any, at least intuitively energetic, could not find any in their bodies. So I'm like, well, everyone's saying they're dying of COVID, but I'm like, what people are dying of COVID. So what is that? Like, what is going on? Right? Now, remember, this is just from my perspective. This is only a case study of 2, not a million. Okay. So take it for what it is, well, for what it's worth, right? I just want to share information. So in my healings, what I found out was that both people had some sort of electromagnetic frequency toxicity that was causing or contributing to their inability to breathe. So immediately I thought of, is it 5G, right? Because other whistleblowers were talking about how 5G is harmful and how one of the frequencies it emits, 60 gigahertz, can disable the body's ability to oxygenate through the hemoglobin and so on and so forth. You can look that up. So I thought, is it 5G? The answer was no. I was like, oh. The answer was nope, that wasn't it. But it was some sort of electromagnetic frequency. So what we have to do in Topican healing, we can do, and you can do this in the body code as well. You can pull that frequency from that person. You can delete it from their energy field. Okay. But that wasn't just it, because somehow this electromagnetic frequency was in the environment, if you will, in India. And I was like, well, that's weird. And it's not 5G, and it's not cell towers, and it's not cell phones. Okay, so I'm just going to summarize and say I did find a source. So we did our best to neutralize the source, but at the same time helping those folks get easier, right? So one of the frequencies that was toxic was also destabilizing the autonomic nervous system. So one was inability to oxygenate, the other was destabilizing the autonomic nervous system. So we did some canceling frequencies and healings, and at least the one person, I haven't heard from the second one yet, but the one person, Dr. Y, who is part of my Light Warrior tribe, whose loved one reached out to me for help. He's doing much better. And we got his oxygenation levels, from in the mid 60s to the mid 90s almost immediately with the first healing, which she corroborated the next day. His oxygen saturations were between 95 and 98. And I was like, yes, I love validation. Okay, so that's great. And he's doing a lot better. And we did ask our light warriors in the Light Warrior Network to pray and send healing and angels, and love. And that is helping a lot. And they're continuing to do that. So that is fantastic. And Dr. Y is very open to energy healing. And he didn't have to take as much time to process the healing as the other person did, who I do not know very well at all, and may not be someone who regularly, does an energetic practice or healing practice. So yeah, so that's kind of like, my perspective on what was going on in the world. And so sometimes, what that gave me this idea is that I thought, well, there may be other people that may not be connected to the posomorphic field of oxygenation or the most evolved version of that posomorphic field. So I'm just going to go ahead and give them the ability to download it themselves. So what I'm going to do is some Topcan healing directives for you today. And if you're on my mailing list or on any of the social media platforms that I'm part of, that you may have seen this post already. And I think what I'm going to be doing, like I don't have enough to do, but I think what I'm going to be doing is creating an image or meme with Topcan healing directives that are specific for like what is going on in the world that may be relevant. So please don't email me or message me for a specific one for you, because I have so many people that, I'd be like so busy and not answering anybody if I had to do that. So it's just going to be the ones that are pertinent to whatever I'm finding that is pertinent to most people or many, many people. And so what I'm going to be doing is probably on a weekly basis, sometimes more than once a week, sometimes less, whenever it comes up, because I never know, what I'm going to be called to do for healing, I will release that meme to the groups. And I think people get way too many emails, so I'm just going to do it in the groups and give you the Topcan healing directive to download and activate those posomorphic fields to yourself. Yeah, I think that's a good thing, right? Yes. Yeah. So look out for those. Look out for those. And I would love your feedback on that, especially, I'm going to go ahead and do the directives today for you. And the other thing that's really interesting, and thanks to one of my, private VIP clients, there are some new resiliency codes that we can actually create as well for other potential harmful EMF frequencies, even if they aren't being used right now. We can increase your resilience potentially to those if they are used in the future. And, if they're not good for humankind or not good for our human bodies, hopefully they will never be used, right? Can't guarantee it, but we do what we can. So you might as well download these newer resiliency codes specifically for those frequencies of EMF. Now, I'm not going to name them all, but because we've already created this posomorphic field, we're just going to go ahead and download it to you. So we're going to download 3 different posomorphic fields through 3 different Topcan healing directives today. So what I'd like you to do is I'm going to pause between each of them. But what I'd love for you to do is first feel your body. So kind of get into your body, feel the energy in your body. We call this stillness through observing internal movement. Now, as I'm talking to you, I can feel like this wave in my body, right? So big or small, doesn't matter. Just kind of focus on it. And that means your circuits are in the present moment, and that really helps with the healing. So I'm going to go ahead and do the oxygen one first, and then make a note of how your body feels. And then I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to do the second one. The second one is to pull negative EMF frequencies from you. Now, is it permanent? Not necessarily. Kind of depends on how you run around the rest of the day, right? Like what's your light radius? How often are you connected to source and stillness, right? Because you will auto clear these energies when you do that. We talked about that in the U-Wealth Revolution telesummit, about that light radius being in that auto healing state. So if you're running around being freaked out or, whatever negative all day long, you may have to pull these out all the time, right? Because you're not going to auto heal them. But we're going to do the clearing for the EMF frequencies next. The third directive, what we're going to do is download those resiliency codes to you, the newer ones, specifically for these negative EMFs. And then what I want you to do is, again, note how your body feels. And then in the comments near this video, if you could put down after number 1, this is how I felt. Number 2, number 3, that'd be really, really helpful. I want to know how it feels in your body. Maybe it's energy moving, tingling, breathing. Some people, we did this in the Facebook group, they said they sighed, so I don't know what it is for you, but would love to know. So if you could comment, that would be awesome. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube or any other tube, you can go hit the subscribe button as well so you don't miss any of these videos. So here we go. All right, so you ready? So go ahead and focus on the inside of your body, feel the vibrations or any movement in the body, and just kind of follow them. So you get into that 0 point phase, that auto healing. I'll do it and that'll help you do it as well. So I'm going to say the first directive, and you can just make the internal intention to receive. I now command the positive morphic field of optimal oxygenation be downloaded and activated in you and all versions of you in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease and grace. Thank you. All right, so go ahead and just notice how the body feels. Now, even if you already have the positive morphic field, sometimes when you hear it again and note your body, you may get a little bit of a, right, like almost like a recognition, like, oh yeah. Okay, we're going to do the second one now that you've kind of made a note of how the body feels. So remember, pay attention to the body. The next one, we're going to delete the negative frequencies. Okay, ready? I now command that all electromagnetic frequencies that are non-beneficial or aligned with life and health and vitality be deleted, dissolved, and uncreated from you and all versions of you in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. So go ahead and just notice how your body feels. Jot that down if you will, because I'd love to hear from you. Okay, the third one, we're going to download those resiliency codes. I now command that all the electromagnetic frequency resiliency codes that have ever been created be downloaded and activated in me and all versions of me in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease and grace. So I'm going to sorry, I said me, but I meant you, so let me do that again. I now command that the resiliency codes for EMF, all the positive ones available, be downloaded and activated in you and all versions of you in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. Yeah, I often get my clients to repeat after me, so that's sometimes why I say me. But just know that the intention was to help you. So go ahead and type in the comments and let me know how those feel. Would love to know. Thank you so much. And some announcements for today. So number 1 is on Monday's Light Warrior radio show. It's first Monday of the month, so that means I am joined by Dr. Dennis Lobstein. He's also a LifeWave distributor and trainer and teacher like I am. We're going to be going over some Q&A for the LifeWave phototherapy patches. So instead of a topic, which we've been doing for 8 years, every single month, we're going to open it up for questions for the whole time. So what's going to happen is if you happen to be one of my LifeWave distributors or customers in the Facebook group, in the event, you can post your questions there. If you can't make it live on the show at 12 noon on Monday, Eastern, on Monday, we'll also post it in the other events as well. So we're going to have a couple of event pages, and we'll just take some questions from there if no one, or if there's, we have time. So what we're going to do is whoever calls in or is in the chat live at 12 noon Eastern on Monday, and you have questions, Q&A about the phototherapy patches, how they can help you and help support, releasing symptoms and things like that, you can call in and we'll do some one-on-ones with you, okay, to help you out with patching protocols and things like that, give you some suggestions. And then if we have time, we're going to then go to these other areas and look at the events pages and to see what questions people have. And we'll answer those as well. So that's kind of like the priority, how we're going to do it. And now it's the first time we're doing it this way, so we'll see how well it goes. And if it doesn't work out, we'll do something different next month. So we will send you. If you're on my email list, we're sending you the link specifically for that Blog Talk radio show on Light Warrior Radio, and then also in the events on our Facebook pages, MeWe, etc. And the second announcement is that these Topican healing directives, I'm going to be making memes for these. And so it'll be a nice little image. And we're going to be releasing these as I make them to all our social media and communities. So instead of emailing you every single time I make a new one with your email box, like totally like, oh my gosh, there's way too many emails from Dr. Karen, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to post it in, I'll tell you where. We're going to post it in the Light Warrior Network groups on MeWe and Facebook. Okay. We're going to post it also on Telegram. Okay. We're going to post it on Instagram. We're going to post it on IAWESOME, International Academy of Universal Self-Mastery. And we're going to post it, what did I miss? I missed one. I forgot. Oh, yes, the Light Medicine Community. That's brand new. So the Light Medicine Community is through my website. It's a brand new forum that we created. It's kind of our alternative to Facebook, given censorship and things like that. So for folks that have ever bought anything from me or through a telesummit, you're allowed to join that community. And so we'll be posting it there, and I'm going to have a special topic just for those. So it's really easy to find. You'll just see Topican healing directives, and then just be able to see them over time, all the different ones we have. So even if you bought a $7.77, ebook from me, you can join the community. So. And if you want to join the community and haven't bought anything yet, just reach out to us, support@KarenCan.com. Just say, hey, I would like to join the community. I haven't bought anything from you. Can I buy that $7.77 book, please? And let me in. Yeah, you only have to buy it once. Or if you have some of the Ascension 3 jewelry or something, you can get in as well. Yeah, so that's just our private place where we do, we post events and different topics, and people that need support or questions around some things that we certainly can't really talk about in regular social media, we can talk about it there. So yeah, so we will be gifting these to you. So stay tuned. I'm excited to do that. I love creating. Like I said, I really don't know how I find time to do that stuff because I'm so busy. I'm going to do it. So thank you so much for joining me for this Spiritual Medicine Digest. I hope that whatever we went through today was helpful for you. And feel free to, put your comments below. Would love to hear from you. And remember to, if you're watching this on YouTube or AnyTube, hit subscribe, like button, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.